Welcome to my channel. It's the new year. It's the second video this year and I'm really excited about this one that I want to show you. This specific dish is packed full of flavor and it is absolutely delicious. The star in this dish is the spices. So I'm going to give you a combination of spices that I like, but you can use any spices you like. So basically it is called a beef and pickle pie. And it's got a sweet and sour element to it. So I'll just show you one of the ingredients while we're talking. Is this little jar here. This is an onion and pepper salad. They also call it a winter salad. And I made this last year in October, you'll see, from our peppers in the garden and a little bit of onions. And I've just used a bit of sweetener and vinegar and it's really lovely. So we'll do a video on how to make this as well. But if you don't have this salad today, you can just use some strips of peppers and onions and just soak them in a little bit of vinegar and that will be fine, or even frozen ones. Okay. So in a minute I'll show you, let me actually show you now what you're going to need for the pie. In this little dish, I've got 56 grams of oat bran, so that will be 4 portions for a day on cruise phase, and that will become your base. This will replace a short crust pastry shell, so we're going to use that as our base. I'll show you the pie dish we're going to use is this one, and I'm literally just going to sprinkle that in the dish, and that is ready for our pie. So we don't need to make pastry, we don't need to chill it, we don't need to roll it. This is all you need to do, and that's ready. Now the other ingredients you will need is a little bit of coconut milk, but you can use normal milk as well. I'm just needing 1/3 of a cup, 80 mils. 1 onion. You're going to need some tomato puree, not the full tin. And you're going to need a bit of beef stock. I've just diluted that here. Dissolved it in hot water. Then a little bit of sweetener, only a tiny amount. Then you're going to need some spices, which I will list for you in the description. And you're going to need 6 eggs. And then of course you're going to need some mince. I've got 500 grams here, and this one is beef, but you can use other kinds of mince. And try and find something less than 5% fat. Okay, so I have got a very hot pan here. It used to be a non-stick pan, but it's had better days, so now it's not so non-stick anymore. So I'm not putting any fat in it. I'm just going to put the mince in there, the whole packet of mince, and spread it out a bit. And I'm going to just cook this a little bit, and then we'll do the spices and the onion. I've got an onion here. Let's just slice that up. So you can slice it this way if you want, which is nice. Or you can slice it the other way, just across. But I kind of like it when it's like this. And I'm not slicing them really thin, they're quite chunky, because I create a little bit of volume here. There we go. Let's have a look at our mince then. Okay, don't worry if it sticks to the pan a bit, that doesn't matter. So I will carry on cooking this for maybe 5 minutes and then we'll come back to it. So the mince is now cooking nicely here. It's starting to get a bit of color. It's not very dark. And now I'm going to add the spices in. So it's all the spices, I measured them out and they're all going in and they're going to smell so lovely. The next thing I'm going to put is our tomato puree. I'm using 2 tablespoons. Could even use a little bit more if you wanted. We're just going to stir that in so the spices cook a bit. There we go. And I'm also going to add the onion at this point. Break them up a bit. There we go. If you wanted, you could cook your onions first with the spices. It really doesn't make any difference. These are quite chunky, but I like them like that. So, okay. This dish is also going into the oven, so that's the other reason I don't mind so much that the onions are still a little bit uncooked at this point. Okay, and now it's time for that beef stock that we've made. So I'm going to use about 4 tablespoons because I don't want the mince to be dry. And this stock will be absorbed by that oat bran and become your crust. So you can do 4 tablespoons depending on how juicy the mince is looking. You don't want too much liquid in there. I'm going to switch this off now. There we go. I think we're going to need a drop more liquid. Have a look here. Maybe 1 more tablespoon. There we go. So you just want it nice and moist, but not too juicy. All right, so now there was one other ingredient, a little bit of sweetener, just a half a teaspoonful, and that gives a little bit of sweetness to this dish. Okay, so now it's time to start putting your filling into your pie. So I'm just going to try and equally kind of distribute the mince on top of the filling here. Try not to disturb the oat bran too much on the base. So it smells absolutely lovely, all these spices. Okay, so then the plan is try and level it out a bit. Now the next step is those lovely veggies I talked about, these guys. We're just going to drain them. You can use the dressing, the pickling juice, in your dressings. Okay. Tricky getting it all out the jar. Here we go. Okay, so now it's also really nice and colorful, so I'm going to just sprinkle that on top. You can use any kind of veggies you like. You can use a little bit of gherkins in there as well. Here we go. Easy, really easy recipe this. Now the next step, I've got 2 eggs in a bowl here, and I've got 1/3 of a cup of coconut milk here. You can use any milk, doesn't need to be coconut. Coconut milk will be a tolerated item, so I'm going to just whisk that up a little bit, just by hand. And this I'm going to pour over the pie now. There we go, and that will sink through to the bottom. You could just make a couple of little holes in the top here to sink through. And now I'm going to just create 4 little holes here, and I'll show you what we're going to do with the other 4 eggs. Just crack them and put them on the pie. So I'll do them. There we go. So our pie is ready for the oven now. I'm going to put it in the oven at 180 degrees for about 20 minutes to 25 minutes. And then I'll show you what it looks like. Okay guys, so it's been 25 minutes and I'm just checking the eggs here. These are a little bit kind of medium cooked. You can have them a bit softer if you like. So check between 20 and 25 minutes. And I'm just going to leave that out here now. We're going to leave it to cool for about 10 minutes and then we'll cut it and to see what it looks like. Okay guys, so it's been cooling off about half an hour or something like that. I've just put a little garnish on here, some celery leaves, and I'm going to show you how it looks like when we cut into it. You'll see on the sides here, it's come loose off the sides. It's not sticking at all. Okay, so find yourself a nice little knife. You can cut this pie into 4 portions if you like, and then you'll get your portion of oat bran for the day, or you can cut it into 6 or 8 even. It's a good size pie, this. Okay. I'm going to cut it into almost 6 portions to show you what that would look like. I want to show you the base of it as well so you can see that. Let's have a look, see? Here we go. So I don't know if you can see the base. I will lift it. On the bottom there, you see that's the oat bran base. So it's made a little crust on the bottom there. So that's what it looks like. Here we go. So let me show you a quick, easy recipe for the dressing. The salad here, I've got just a little bit of steamed broccoli, a bit of tomato, a bit of radish, and then our pickling juice from the peppers and the onion salad that we used for the pie. I'm just going to put about 2 tablespoons of that into a little dish. And then in here I've got a little bit of oil. Olive oil is obviously allowed, a teaspoon a day. So we're just going to whisk that up. And the oil will just ever so slightly thicken it. So now I've got enough dressing here for a couple of days. Here we go. I'm just going to pour a little bit on our salad. There we go. And that's the end of the video, guys. Okay then, so I hope you've seen something interesting today, and I hope you're going to try my recipe. Please leave me a comment if you've made it, first of all, or even if you've just enjoyed watching the video. And I want to say thank you so much for all our new subscribers, our new members, all our existing ones as well. Thank you so much for your support. It means so much to me. I really need this as a motivation to continue my journey. So I wish you a wonderful day. And we will try to do this once a week if we can. If we can't, I'm really sorry. It's just life. Life happens. So take care. Until next time. Bye.